Talk. This is our second video, and today we're going to be going over Extreme Rules, which, in my opinion, was a great pay-per-view. Thoughts on that?
It was one of the best of the year.
I would
And I'm
agree with
glad
that.
that it continues to get better and better.
Very true, very true. All right, so we're going to start with the pre-show, and the first match on the pre-show was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. I myself did not watch this match, so I'm going to let my friend over here explain it all.
All right, so I did watch the match, and I'm pretty sure with me and Klaus, we both know this match was going to be a thing on the pre-show. We didn't think
Yeah,
either of them were going to be on the show in general,
yep,
but they surprised us. It was the first match on the pre-show, and in my opinion, it was pretty good. You know, we all, I know you have some opinions on Finn. He's not your favorite,
yeah, very
but
true.
but we all know, a couple years ago, not that long before this, we all know Finn and Shinsuke could have main evented Mania. They could have been killing it, you know.
Yeah, when
But they're
Finn
now
first
here.
came up on the main roster, he was fantastic, and then it just all went downhill.
He could have, yeah, it could have been great. If he didn't get injured, who knows where he'd be,
Yeah,
you know.
true.
But we both know that they could have been great. They both could have main evented, like I said, Mania. So, for me, I was excited for the match because I'm happy that they both get to be on the show. While it's the pre-show, at
Yeah,
least they get the spotlight. They're on the show, you know.
true.
And this match was great. It was a lot of back and forth action, a lot of lethal strikes. Not really big spots, but it was a great back and forth match between two great competitors. And you know, could it have been better? Yeah, but what they brought to the table was just classic old school hard hitting wrestling, you know? And
Yeah,
I think the biggest spot that they had was the finish. I think it was pretty much the only big spot they had was the finish. So Finn sets up Shinsuke for the coup de grace, and he goes to the top. He gets ready to jump down, hit him with the coup de grace. We all think, oh, this is game over. We all knew, In my opinion, when I was watching the match, I'm like, Finn's gonna retain. This is what's gonna happen.
yeah,
He jumps, goes for the coup de grace. Shinsuke moves out of the way, surprised everybody, even me. I was like, he moved, you know. So, so Finn hits his face, basically fucking why can't I remember what it's called?
King Shasa.
Belly flops.
Oh,
No, he belly flops on the mat and then goes to his knees. Shinsuke Nakamura is behind him, hits him with the Kinshasa to the back of the neck. There, I'm like, okay, well, all right. And to guarantee that everyone believes he's gonna win right there, he goes for a second one, hits him directly in the face, covers 1, 2, 3, and for me, a surprising title change, and Shinsuke Nakamura is the champion.
I I didn't like Shinsuke as U.S. champion. I feel like he ruined the title once he did get it with the whole Rusev rivalry. So I
Hmm.
mean, I'll like to see how this plays out if the Intercontinental title is actually on the show.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's decent. It's decent. I'll take it.
I'm happy because these two, I feel like if you give them more time and maybe put them on SmackDown tomorrow, you know, and
Yeah, true.
we'll see what they can do. Give them the time on SmackDown. If you're having doubts for a pay-per-view, put them on SmackDown. Give them the time on SmackDown and let them show you what they got. And I guarantee you that match would be incredible. It would be one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion, if you give them the time and you allow them to work the way
How
that
they
they know
want to
how to
work.
work.
Yeah. All right. What would you rate the match since you're the only one that saw it?
Um,
Out
I'd
of
give it a
5 stars.
out of 5 stars. I'd give it a 4.
Okay,
Definitely 4 out of
what's your
5.
definition of a 5? Because for me, it's like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels at Mania.
A 5. Yeah, a 5
Is
is like that. A 5 is
okay,
an Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. A 5 is a John Cena, AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble.
okay.
Those matches.
Like
You know what I
CM
mean?
Punk, John Cena back in the day. All right, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Sounds good. So moving on, then we had a lot of packages like on each match. So then we move on to the second match of the pre-show. It was Tony Nese, Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship. And in my notes, I found a lot of like little moves, especially Gulak. Gulak was great in this match. He kept
Yeah.
doing that like standing drop kick, which was incredible because he like never used to do anything like that. So he's like intensifying his matches with those. We
Yeah, he's
had
widening his arsenal.
the diving clothesline from him was kind of disgusting.
That was
That
it
hurt.
was it looked painful.
And then I think it was Gulak that delivered the suplex to Tony Nese into the corner,
Yes.
like the turnbuckle, and he
Yeah,
just like
I
flipped him
remember that.
sideways. And
I remember
I
that.
mean, Gulak had some really good moments. Nese was good. There was a few kind of botches, like the one moonsault where Gulak was hanging off the ropes, just like waiting for something, and then I mean, Nese didn't have a lot of room. I don't blame him, but he like tried to go for a moonsault, but kind of just like it was kind of his torso with like Gulak's torso. Like it didn't fully connect.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
basically him. He basically bit off more than he could chew, trying to. If he would have got it,
yeah,
it would
it
have been
would have
amazing.
it would have been sick. Yeah,
But he attempted it. Did we? Could he have obviously done better? Yeah. But for what he had and the amount of space that he did have, it was
yeah,
pretty good.
I agree. So, I, and then obviously at the end of the match, Tony Nese or Gulak hit Nese with the power bomb, like the running power bomb, and then
Yeah.
he hit his what's it called, Cyclone Clash at the end, and made Tony Nese submit, and Drew Gulak is still the cruiserweight champion. I liked the
Mm.
match. I thought it was a good way. Like it was like a few minutes before Extreme Rules, so like got the fans
Got
kind
the
of
crowd
hyped
going.
because yeah, there were some good moments.
It was super fun. What
I
do you rate it?
I think I would rate it a 3. I think we've seen a lot better cruiserweight matches,
Mm.
and it's not one of like by far it's not one of the best matches on the show,
No,
but
not
it
by
was
any means.
entertaining
But
to start.
what do you Because cruiserweight is kind of different from you know
Yeah,
the big guys, the
yeah.
main boys. If you're rating it at 3 stars, obviously compared to other cruiserweight matches. To give the people an example, what's like a 4 or 5 for you? What match can you think of that was like a 4 or 5 cruiserweight title match?
For me, it would probably be in the tournament before WrestleMania. Roderick Strong, Cedric Alexander,
Oh,
and then
that
like
match was
yeah, that match is great. And then going
classic.
back to like the Cruiserweight Classic, uh, I guess like
Uh,
Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander. That one
that
was
was good.
one of my favorites in the tournament. So like that would be like a
Um,
5 in the cruiserweights for me. A
hmm,
4 would be like Mustafa Cedric at Mania. I thought they did a really good job, but could have went longer.
yeah, hmm,
So I would give this one a 3.
yeah. I'd give it the same. I see where you're coming. I'd give it the same.
All right, so moving on to the main show now. Okay, so in the video package, one thing we can say about WWE is they have fantastic packages. I don't know who does them, but they need a
Hmm,
pay raise.
they're great.
But it kind of trolled me because 3 different times I think in the package to start the show, there was a Sting Crow and then Undertaker popped up. I don't know if it's like hinting to something. I know Sting's retired, but I kind of don't hope that ever happens just because of what happened with Goldberg. But it
Hmm.
was just interesting that they like kept doing it repeatedly when
I
Undertaker showed
think
up.
I think that's a match that a lot of fans, if they would have done it earlier, they would have loved it. Yeah, it would have been a
Yeah,
classic. If they could have done it earlier. Obviously couldn't, because Sting didn't come into the business till what, 2015?
yeah, I think it was 2015, 2016. Yeah,
So, we couldn't exactly get it earlier. But, for me, I think if they were hinting at this, it's been rumored that it's gonna be Sting, Undertaker at Mania.
Yeah, I've seen
Would
that
I
too.
be down? Would I be down to see that? In all honesty, no.
Yeah, same
After,
here.
yeah, like you said, the Goldberg match. But at the same time, maybe since it's Mania, like as we're gonna get into this, the first match of the night, I was surprised on how the
I
Undertaker did.
was
I don't know
very
how you
surprised.
felt.
Yeah.
So, you never know. Maybe it'll be better than what we think. So if it happens, will I be mad? No. But do I want it? Not really. You know.
Okay, I completely agree. All right, so moving into the first match, which surprisingly was Undertaker Roman versus Drew and Shane. I thought this was gonna be a lot later in the card. I thought they would have started it with like a tag title
The
match or
tag
just like
match.
yeah,
Yeah.
just something like that just to like get it going. But okay,
I,
it first things first. It's a no holds barred match. Why do they
but it was
have
still
to
tag.
tag in? That
Yeah.
literally makes zero sense because it has never been like that before.
And it doesn't make sense because it's no rules. What do you need a tag for?
Yeah,
Like,
it's oh
if you want to get in the match, you're gonna get in the match. The ref can't stop you. There's no rules. You know.
exactly.
So
That
it didn't make
pissed me
sense.
off. So Undertaker obviously, or it was Roman and Drew that started the match, and
Yeah.
then after Roman kind of went ham, Undertaker got tagged in. Undertaker was great. This was
Oh,
probably his best performance, I'd say, in like 3 years.
I'd say since the Shane Undertaker
Yeah,
um WrestleMania match.
that match was really good too. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was really surprising. I, I mean, he was getting chants like "You still got it," like that just like helps his like mental
Oh,
ability to like keep
he was
doing
so
this.
great. It just felt like I was back in 2008. He's on Smackdown. Like
I know
it
the
just
good
felt
old
like
days.
old school Taker.
So
It was so
yeah,
good.
like he was just really like consistent. Like he didn't really botch too much. I think okay, the
Just a
first
little
thing
bit at the
first,
end, but
those punches in the corner. I know like Undertaker does them. They used to look cool. They don't anymore. Same for Shane. Same for Ronda Rousey. They just gotta stop those like flurry of punches because it just looks stupid.
the Undertaker used to make it look cool. But now, like after, I think if Undertaker would have been the only person to do it, he could have kept it cool. But then they had to, give it to other people, thinking
Yeah,
that that strike combination, like Michael Cole said in the commentary. I don't know if you heard him, but he was like the most lethal striker,
yeah, that,
in the WWE of all time. And I'm just like, well, if he's the most lethal striker, why does Shane have the same move? Why did Ronda
yeah,
get the same move? Why are more people probably going to get the same move? You know?
yeah. It's
It
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
sense.
So after some more fighting in the ring, we got old school, and then
Hmm.
we went out to the outside. Undertaker took apart the announce table and was looked like he was going for a choke slam on Shane, and then Elias. 'Cause I wrote in the notes too. I'm like, Elias, why? Like, what
Why?
is? There's no reason for this at all. So, I mean, to be fair, that guitar hit looked disgusting.
It was pretty bad. It was a
I
good,
mean,
clean hit.
yeah, it was really good. And then there's no reason for Elias here. Like, ah, Elias has so much potential, but just everything he does, just nothing's working anymore.
Nah, it's not. I mean,
It's,
can you kind of understand? Yeah, he's a part of the Shane crew or whatever. But like, I was hoping he had a match on the card. You know,
no,
give
I'm
him
good without
something.
seeing him versus Miz in the 2 out of 3 falls again.
Yeah, that's surprising. Miz wasn't on the card this time either.
Yeah. So
I should really like Miz too.
we had the guitar hit, and then Drew and Elias kind of worked together, got Taker on the table, held him down. Shane McMahon, as much as we love to hate him, he is insane. Like what he's willing to do in matches is just it's incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Like the fact that he can still leap, it's probably a good like 10, 15 feet. He can leap and he
Across that ring.
actually hit like a perfect elbow. Like it actually went through Undertaker through the table. It was a great move.
Like he always hits it spot on too. It's never like an over jump or a misfire, you know. So
Yeah,
it's always
it's
perfect, and he'll
insane.
always hit.
I think he's almost like 50, or he might even be 50. I don't know.
He's close.
He's great. He's great. And then
Yeah.
we had Undertaker continue getting beaten down with the coast to coast with the trash can. And that one, again, great job, Shane. Undertaker took it well. He sold it well.
You know what I would have liked to see there.
What?
So after that, obviously, you know the part Reigns comes back, hits Elias with a Superman punch. What I would have
Yeah.
liked to see there, if we would have recreated Survivor Series, he's going for the coast to coast. Reigns comes in, hitting with a spear. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
that would have been
maybe
decent.
maybe they didn't do it because maybe Shane was like, I don't want to get knocked out again.
Yeah, true.
And if he would have got knocked out, it would have killed the match. But like, you know, at this point, I think if you could have practiced it and done it well, I think it would have been a better spot than the coast to coast. Even though the coast to coast is again really cool.
What I was hoping for was when Shane like went for it, I was hoping the lights would like flicker or something and just someone would come out like Undertaker did on Raw.
Mm.
Maybe it was like Bray Wyatt or something, just like something like interesting. But I'm happy with the finish of the match, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
So after that, Undertaker kind of goes ham. I think what did he do? He hit Shane with like a choke slam, and I think he hit Elias with a choke slam or something. Like I don't remember exactly who he hit with
Yeah,
what.
he hit Shane with a choke slam, and yeah, basically what you said. He hit Shane with a choke slam, Elias with a choke slam, and then he's getting ready to do the tombstone, and then
And then Drew
like the next part
McIntyre's
says,
behind him, and then okay, Roman Reigns caught him with a really good spear. Like it was like sideways, so like it would actually hurt because it was like his ribs. And then
mm.
Drew sold it really well. I he might have oversold it, but
I
like
think
the
at that point,
scream of pain, and then he just like rolled out of the ring.
because if you really think about it, that's a direct shot to the side of your ribs,
Yeah,
and that could like straight dislocate your ribs. So it's like
yeah, it makes
you can
sense.
kind of understand it.
And then would it really be an Undertaker match in 2019 without him messing up a tombstone?
Yeah,
So he
but
missed the
I
first
think
time.
gets it the second time, but I think this time around, great commentary because who was it? Was it Corey Graves
Of course,
or
he
was
was.
it? I think it was Corey Graves. Straight saved it. Didn't made it look like honestly, if you didn't think it was a botch, you honestly could have thought that. Like Corey Graves
Yeah,
said,
I know what you're
he's
talking about.
playing with him, you know.
Yeah, because then
So it
Undertaker like
honestly
made a
felt like
face
that.
to him.
So I think great commentary, Corey Graves. So he deserves way more credit than when he gets.
Yeah,
It was a
it's
great,
fantastic.
great commentary to help that out.
After the tombstone, we get the Undertaker googly eyes. And then it is Undertaker and Roman picking up the victory. I was completely wrong with who was going to pin who. Undertaker pinning Shane was not in my prediction, like at all. But I did get the match right, so I'll take that.
I got it wrong, completely.
So
But
yeah,
still a good match.
it was a really good match, especially to start it. I could have done without the Elias thing, but everything else, Undertaker was good, Roman was good, Drew was good. He looked like a beast. Shane pulled off some crazy stuff, so everyone was good.
It was great. I liked it.
I would give
So
this a 3.75 out of 5.
what keeps it from getting the 4?
I don't know. I think Elias, really. There's really no need for that. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, for me, I think I'd give it 3.5.
Okay.
Again, I see your thing with Elias. You know, maybe not everyone's gonna understand that. You know, we could live without that. But I think another thing, it kind of, to me, for me, it kind of slowed down a little bit towards the end as it started,
Yeah.
coming down after the elbow. You know, started slowing down a little bit. But if they would have kept that whole pace the whole time, I think definitely could have got a higher score. But
I
three
think
right
it
now,
kind
three
of
and a half.
makes sense though, because like Shane obviously doesn't feel great after that elbow drop. Undertaker definitely doesn't feel great. So I think they were just trying to like recover themselves because Shane still had to do another 20-foot dive across the ring. So like I
That's
think they
true.
were just trying to get their energy back, however they could. But yeah, it was
And
a
then
great way to start the show. Can't complain.
and then again, like I said, if they would have switched out the spot with the coast to coast instead of it would
Yeah,
have been the spear instead of the coast to coast, that would have probably put it up higher too.
true. All right, so then we moved on to a backstage segment with Seth and Becky, and I swear we've had the same segment for like the last 5 weeks. I can't stand Becky Lynch. Like the main event kind of changed that around because it was good. We'll get to that later. But like I don't know, she's so cringy to me right now. Like what was
It's
she talking about? Like the Liberty Bell and like I
yeah,
don't. Oh my
if
god.
they give Lacey a statue, she just gets pigeon poop on it. I was like,
Oh, that
okay.
that that actually made me like my eyes like closed. I'm like, why? Why did that
I was like,
happen?
okay. Rollins was kind of, I liked the Liberty Bell thing, but
Yeah,
Becky's, what are you
I don't
talking
know.
about poop
She's
for?
just I
Like,
can't deal with her anymore.
I still like her, you know. Yeah, I know
Uh,
we have different opinions. I still like her,
they
but
just need to stop this whole the man thing, and then
like,
I'll be
like,
back on it.
yeah, yeah. It started off well, but I feel like they're taking
Yeah.
it way too far.
All right.
But
So
speaking of,
anything else? Yeah.
just side note before we get to the next match, did you know that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff take over this week?
I know. I'm excited.
I really am. I can't
They
wait
are head
to.
of creative control now.
So that's gonna be fun.
I the one thing I really want is a stage change. I don't care if it's Raw. I don't care if it's SmackDown. Bring back the Fist. I mean, oh my God,
That would
Fist
be
was so
cool.
great.
But
So yeah,
we'll,
that should be
we'll
good.
get more
I'm
details
excited for that.
tomorrow on that.
Yeah. All right. So second match, Revival versus Usos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I'll let you
Called
talk
it.
through this one first. I
Called
did not
it.
call it. I got this one wrong.
Um, yeah, Dash and Dawson. What I say, they're a great tag team. We both agree that they're a great tag team.
Yeah,
They
they're
had
fantastic.
great chemistry. They're great. Are they as good as the Usos? No.
Yeah, I don't think
But
so.
can they be? Yeah. You know. Was it a perfect match? Not by any means. You know. But was it for me a tag team match to be great? Like if you wanted to compare this match to a New Day versus an Usos match,
The
like
Hell
this
in
is
a
nowhere
Cell
near.
match they had.
This match is nowhere near,
Yeah, no.
but it's great. Um, there was a spot with the Usos both diving. This classic Usos,
Yeah.
it's basically a classic agility tag team. We saw Rollins Ambrose do it, all that. They go hit Dash and Dawson outside the ring. You have in your notes that Jay and Dawson hit their head hard.
Yeah,
Like
that was a
it looked
bad
like they
bounce.
straight hit their head off of the announce table, and
Yeah.
honestly, it looked like it hurt, especially for Jay because he was coming flying.
I know.
With
Jay
the with
just like flew, like his head flung into the like head of the table or the cover of the
the
table,
announcer
whatever it's
table.
called.
It was like I was watching. I was like, damn, that was some painful. They
Yeah.
hit hard, but um, let's see. You have in your notes, hate when the refs look away when he knows that they are
Oh
attacking
my
him.
God. Okay. This
Say
moment,
about that.
it happens in every tag team match, and it pisses me off so much. When Jimmy, okay, so the ref is like dealing with Dawson in the corner, and then like Jay tags in Jimmy, like you can hear the tag, and then the
Yeah,
ref proceeds to be like, "Oh no, there was no tag. Go back out." And then he talks to Jimmy about it while Jay is getting assaulted in the corner. Like, turn around. What are you paid for? Like,
yeah.
it just pisses me
It's
off.
it's something that doesn't make sense. You know, it's like you could easily just turn around, move your head, and you
Yeah.
could see
Oh
what's
my
going on.
God.
But like, I guess it kind of gives them. It works, but at the same time, it's like it's so stupid. Like it shouldn't work, you know.
Yeah, it's.
But that's leading to that. Jay just gets killed for the next 10 minutes. I think. Do you think it was okay for them to just kill Jay like that
I
and
don't like.
let the revival show their dominance
I don't know
with
if it
that
was actually 10 minutes. I didn't like time it per se, but like it was
for the
just
good amount of time that they beat
yeah.
him
It
up?
was like from basically the start of the match to like more than 3/4 of the way through. It was just them double teaming Jay, and I'm like, I can do without this. Like this is it's a little too
Yeah, well,
much.
Jimmy should have been in there a lot more than he was.
Yeah,
But then we come to another spot. This is the. It was Dawson who suplexed Jimmy. No,
yeah,
Jay.
Jay.
And then Dash comes in with the splash. And then, obviously, the routine close cover after Jimmy. And then Jimmy just breaks it up with the splash of his own. Ref took way too long. I can agree with you on that.
Oh
That was
my
stupid.
Again,
Well, he dragged.
he like splashed on him. He was in the pinfall, and then the ref is just like looking around. He's like talking to Jimmy. He's like, "You good? You good?" And then he's like, "Oh, there's a pin." He just runs over there. Oh,
That was so
this
stupid.
ref
I'm
was
just
so
looking at
bad.
him like, bro, what is that? I was done. Um, the tactics that the Revival used, we kind of see. You know, was there anything special about it? No,
I think
but
it was good for heels because like when they did attack Jay or like something like that, they just like hide it off, like play it off like nothing happened. Like I remember one of them was Wilder on the outside attacked Jay when he was in the match, and then Dawson like got on the floor pretending like they both hit each other to like make the impact
yeah,
like known. So like I thought it was just like really good slight spots throughout of like their teamwork. So I don't know. I
yeah.
thought they did good with that.
And then for the final spot, I believe it was they were gonna go Jimmy and Jay gonna go for a double. What is it called?
Splash
I'm
or
just gonna call
super
it
kick?
splash.
Yeah,
No,
splash,
double
splash.
splash.
Yeah,
I know there's a wrestling move for it or what it's called, but I forget. But they both go for it. I believe it's Dash who stops. I think it was Jimmy, right? Or was it Jay?
I think it was Jay.
Yeah, he
Like
stops
pulled
Jay,
him on the
pulls him out of the
turnbuckle.
ring, beats him up, and then that leads into Dash and Dawson, great tag team wrestling, and they go for the Shatter Machine, and they win the match by pinfall win.
Yeah, this it could have been so much better. Like I try to look at the positives of everything. There's just so many botches and like so many like little things that just ruined this match for me.
Yeah,
So I
it wasn't perfect.
what would you rate it overall?
I think I think I'd give it a 2.75
That's exactly
out
what
of
I was
5.
gonna give it.
It's just that, like you said, there's too many botches for it to get a 3. It wasn't good enough to get anywhere past a 3. I think at the
Yeah.
highest I would have gave it was a 3, but I'm gonna stick with the 2.75, like you said, with the botches. The thing that saved it is that I'm glad. I think I would have gave this match a 1 star if the Revival didn't retain, just because
You would have been wrong.
I need well that, but like we were talking about on the previous podcast, if the Revival lose here, they have nothing. We don't
Yeah,
care.
that's true.
You know, they would be nobodies to us. We don't care if they lose. But now that they retained, you know, they're still going to be around. They're still going to get their matches on Raw. You know, they're still going to be, you know, they're still the tag champs.
Yeah.
So that kind of boosts it, but still, it's not going to get it, you know, past the 3.
True, true. Alright, so for match 3, it was.
And you're not going to give a rating?
Oh, I said the same as you. 2.75. It was just, I don't know. Like I said, all the botches. The ref really just pissed me off. So 2.75 for me too. And then moving on to match 3, which, in my opinion, my non-biased opinion, it was match of the night for me.
Mm.
It's between two. but I
Yeah.
think this one was better. Like there was just so like it was so hard hitting. So it was Aleister Black, Cesaro. The match I was most excited about, just because we finally get to see Aleister Black. Cesaro's fantastic. So
Mm,
like really
I
happy. And
agree.
by the way, Victor just won the Royal Rumble match in the game, so that's
Bro,
just great.
I'm mad.
So yeah, so the first thing I wrote my knees, what the hell? My notes,
Bro, you were on your
uppercut
knees.
and knees galore. Holy crap! But they all
Bro,
like looked
they
painful.
look like they hurt. Like,
Some
especially
of the
the
hits, oh my god, I
dude,
genuinely like
that
got
knee
scared.
when
Off the
when
apron
Cesaro,
when
yeah,
he
that one,
dove off the rope and took it
bro, that
straight
was a
in the chin.
murder, dude. I think my favorite one, well, my favorite move in the night is whenever, or my favorite move from Cesaro in general, is when he bounces off the rope and then just hits you with that mean uppercut,
Oh, it's
and it looks
disgusting.
painful,
It's so
and it's just
disgusting.
great.
But yeah, so we have two of the best, probably most underrated in-ring talents. I don't know if Alice is really underrated, but two of
I
the
think he is.
best wrestlers for sure. So we
Hmm.
start off the match. Cesaro hits Alice, I believe, with an uppercut, or like there's some like movements, and then he does the Alistair pose, sitting
Crossleg.
crisscross applesauce,
What?
and then so and then Alistair after he throws Cesaro out the ring, he does his cool like dive over the turnbuckle onto the middle rope and does the moonsault on the outside, and he strikes his own pose, like signifying I do it better, which I thought was really good that
Yeah.
they both did that. And I wrote this in my notes too. That Cesaro springboard uppercut. Oh my god, it's just disgusting. Like you can usually
It's the
tell
best one to
with like
start to.
super kicks, like they like smack their legs to get the sound. I don't think he hits anything. I think it's just straight like forearm to the chin, just making a cracking sound.
It
It's
is bad. It
it's
is
so good.
really mean move, man. It just looks like it hurts.
Yeah, and then after that, we got potentially the next best spot was the nasty knee when Cesaro went for the
Oof.
springboard again, and then it was like when it shows slow motion, you know it's good,
He hits it.
and then it's like perfectly
It
on the
was
jaw.
wow. It
Uh,
looked like if Cesaro's teeth weren't already messed up,
yeah,
well, that would have killed.
and then just like the reason why I think this match was the best, the spots were so like perfect. Like there was nothing wrong with this match. And then if you remember
Yeah.
that Alistair got to the top rope once like Cesaro was like shaky. He hit the double knees to the shoulders once before in the match, so he went for it again. Cesaro caught him. Like how can you
Oh
physically
yeah.
catch someone by their knees when they're like on like that's ridiculous. And
It's a
then another
ridiculous strength.
disgusting move. He just throws him up, hits him with another uppercut. I thought
That
Alistair
was
was out. Like I'm like
bro.
he's knocked out.
Cesaro was the strongest pound for pound person. I don't care
I think he's
what
the
anyone says.
strongest superstar in general. Like remember when he
He's up
spun
there
around
definitely.
Great Khali in like 2012
Oh
and
yeah.
did it like 30 times?
I remember
Like
that.
he's oh my god, how can someone he's not even like that big. Like he doesn't seem like he would be one of the strongest people.
He just easily lifts up
He's just
anybody.
insane.
It's some murder.
And then at the end, after I think it was like a 15-minute match or so, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
Aleister Black with that black mask. Okay, did you see the slow motion on that black mask?
Dude,
I genuinely think Cesaro like didn't know where he was.
dude,
Like,
he took that kid.
I know.
Again, I'm pretty sure if his teeth weren't messed up, they would have been.
It was like
But
half
like,
of the boot just like straight across the face, and you could see Cesaro's like face just like
dude.
fly. Oh, such a good match. I'm so happy
And
that
it was,
it was these two.
and I think when he hit the black mask, the black mask, it was unexpected. It
Yeah,
didn't
it
even
just
look like
came
he
out
would
of
hit it
nowhere.
at that time. And then he hit it and it was game, and I was like, did he actually hit him? And then the replay slow mo
Oh
right
my
in the
god.
face. I
It
was,
was
bro, what an insane
it's
match.
insane. So yeah, I personally would give this match. I'm gonna give it a 4.25
Mm.
because it wasn't like too many like false finishes or anything that like would get you hyped, but it was just like two of the best, like actually fighting it out. Like it was. I don't have any complaints about it.
Yeah, neither do I. I think I'd give it a 4.3. You know, like I said, I don't see any flaws. I mean, people are gonna listen to this and go, no flaws. Why is it not a 5? If they could have kept going, if they would
Yeah,
have had longer
if it's like a
time,
30-minute match of just like
like
finishers
put
and
these
the
guys in
like,
an Iron Man
yeah,
match,
that I think that could get a 5. If they
like
were given the time to work through it, I wouldn't be
it would be
surprised.
perfect. But for what it's at, I have no problem giving it a 4.3. It's just a great match.
Yeah. So then after this match, we went backstage. R-Truth is still on the look for Hornswoggle
Yo,
for the
my
what
boy.
was it, the 7-Eleven TV European Championship or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they're on.
So still on the look for that. Hornswoggle just disappeared. And
But the
then
Street Profits are
the
good.
Street Profits. Oh my goodness. I love them. They need
They're great.
they need
They
every
need to
tag title. Just like right
and
now. Just like give them everything.
just put them in a match already, man. Why are they not in the match? They're just so great. They're the best part of backstage right now. Them in the
100%.
24/7
Oh my
championship.
god, yeah.
It's just great.
So we had Alexa. Okay, so Alexa and Nikki Cross came out of the locker room. R-Truth clearly whispered in Alexa's ear, didn't yell at all. And
Yeah.
then him and Carmella left, and the Street Profits came, and they were hyping up the show like they do best. If you saw it 2 weeks on Raw, did it again. Montez Ford, I'm telling you, is going to be a star. Him and Velveteen are like two of the most charismatic, like underrated superstars I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
They're great.
I
I
think they're
mean,
both going to be WWE champions in like the next 5 years
like,
for sure.
when's the last time we saw a guy with this much charisma? You know,
Probably like CM Punk, like a long time ago.
like I feel like right now Montez Ford obviously is in the tag team Street Profits. If he goes solo, I don't know, because like at the same time, Street Profits is just amazing.
They are
But
great.
I think if you do split them up, Montez Ford,
I could see
he'll kill it.
Dawkins turning on Ford. I can't see Ford turning on Dawkins.
No, he's one of those people where
It's like Crime Time
he's
when
so
Chad
yeah,
attacked JTG.
yeah. JTG had more charisma.
Yeah,
I can't see Montez Ford as a bad guy.
yeah, I
I don't
can't
see him
either.
as the heel.
He's too funny and charismatic to be like a top heel.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he's just
that's my thoughts on it.
he'd be
And
great, though.
then after Nikki Cross goes crazy on the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins obviously asked where the party is, so he wanted a party with Nikki Cross.
That was funny.
It was pretty good. And then just because I can't be asked to like keep voicing my hatred for this rivalry, I'm gonna let you talk about this match to start.
All right.
So it was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Bayley and 2-on-1 handicap for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Take it away.
All right. So we get into the match. It's 2-on-1 handicap match, like Klaus said. The spot where Bailey hit your head on the steel steps. That hurt. That hurt to watch.
Yeah, that actually
That
looked
was
painful.
like I don't think she's definitely injured. Like she's gonna have something after that. 'Cause that just looked like it straight hurt.
Yeah,
And that's at the beginning of the match. She still had a whole match to go through. So we keep going. There's another spot. where it's honestly a spot that we don't see very often.
Yeah, it was good.
Bailey
I like
goes
this
in. It's a good spot. Bailey goes in for a baseball slide to hit Nikki Cross, who's outside of the ring. Nikki Cross decides to grab the apron, lift it up, and Bailey just slides into the apron and gets caught in between the ring and the apron. And they just Nikki Cross beats her up. I believe Alexa came from behind, right, and hit her? Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, Alexa slid from behind, like a baseball slide from the ring, and just straight up
And hit
in
her.
back.
Yeah. But I think in your notes is you say Bailey hardly gets any offense.
Yeah.
Do you think Bailey could have? Yeah, you're right. Bailey should have had a lot more offense, especially with the outcome of the match. Like,
Yeah.
it's it reminded me of when John Cena was champion, with the World Heavyweight title. You remember that Fatal 4-Way match they had? He wasn't in that match for shit,
Oh yeah.
and then he won it. It's like
I think even Corey Graves said himself, he's like, after Bailey hit Nikki, he's like, oh, this might be Bailey's first offensive move of this whole match. And it was like 10 minutes in. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was. It's stupid. Like, you're right on that. Like, if the outcome of what it was, I'm pretty sure everyone can guess, Bailey won. If the outcome is gonna be that, Bailey should have had way more offense than what she did.
Yeah, 100%.
I get you're trying to say, two on one, how much offense can you get? But if you're gonna win the match, like, come on,
Yeah.
But then there's a spot. Nikki, I believe it was Nikki, was outside the ring. Bailey was just finishing up, beating up Alexa. She sees Nikki outside the ring, and she goes for the splash. Like, again, we can't remember what the name actually is. She goes out, goes through. I think it was the bottom sec? It wasn't the bottom. It was the middle section. So it was first rope, second rope, where she
Yeah.
went through, and then third rope. She goes through there, hits Nikki, and that was actually a really good one. Like, it
Yeah.
looked like it connected hard. Like,
Bailey's really good. Like, there's nothing. Bailey's one of the best female superstars for sure. So,
100%. She's great.
it's not surprising.
And then I forget how this starts, but basically Bailey, I guess Nikki Cross, was she legal at this moment, right?
I think Nikki was, yeah.
And then Bailey hits her with was it like a figure four? Or what? What do you think
I
it
think
was?
she like
think it was just like a
hooked
leg
her
lock,
leg
right?
and then she like pushed on it with her foot. So it was kind of just
Yeah.
like a knee bar kind of, but like it was still a leg lock.
Yeah. Hits that, and then Alexa comes in to break it up, and then she gets caught in a submission, which, what did it look like to you she was in?
I thought it
I'd
was
say
a
the
crossface.
crossface. She was in the crossface. Obviously, she got out. And then helps out. Well, actually, she didn't even help out. Kinda, she did. But she gets out of the submission, the crossface, and then Bailey's still with the submission on Nikki Cross. They just roll around the ring.
Yeah.
That's why I thought at first it was like why can't I remember? I just had it.
Figure four.
Figure four. That's why I thought it was a figure out, because she's rolling to release the pressure.
Yeah.
In reality, it did nothing. But I think that happens. I think Alexa never comes back in, if we're being honest, now that I'm thinking about it.
I think
After Alexa, does she?
did
I don't
when she hit the Twisted Bliss. Did
Oh,
she,
yeah.
Was she tagged in, or
Yeah.
did she just do that as like a
She
side?
actually,
I actually don't remember.
I don't think she got tagged in. I think
Okay.
she was. Oh, I think no, that can't be it. I was gonna say that she did it right after when they were still in the
No,
block.
I don't think she was, because I think she went for the Twisted Bliss. Bailey got the knees up, and then Nikki Cross ran in, so she was probably still legal. And then they battled it out until the finish.
Yeah. So
So I don't think she
Like
ever
Klaus is
tagged back
saying,
in.
like Klaus is saying, Alexa goes for Twisted Bliss. Bailey gets her knees up. She rolls out. Alexa's out of the equation for the rest of the match. And then Nikki, who's still legal, comes in. They duke it out, and then Bailey, surprisingly, never hits a Bailey to belly.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this elbow drop finish.
It's kind of weird. I get where she's going with it. She wants, because it kind of, I get they're trying to do Macho Man and the Macho Man elbow,
Yeah.
but I think Bailey to belly is just so much better. It worked for her, you know.
Yeah, there's really no need to change it, but it's fine, I guess.
But the elbow, she delivers the elbow, the flying elbow to Nikki. 1, 2, 3. Bailey retains with a pinfall victory. I like this match.
Yeah. It was good. It was okay.
Wasn't the best match on the card. No. But did it do better than what we thought it would do? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I give it 3. I give it 3 stars. Again, because dude, what pissed me off about the match too, the ref cared too much. The ref was way too much into it.
Yeah.
The ref he was like calling Alexa Bliss on everything, and I'm just like, alright, chill out. Like, you're just yelling at her for no reason. Like, chill out. You know? So that kind of killed it for me. But I think 3 is fine where this match is.
I'll give it a 2.75, just because I don't know. I don't like handicap matches. I never have. And like Bailey had very little offense, like we were talking about. So I'll give this match a 6 if this is the end of the rivalry. It'll be my match of the night if this is the last time we ever see this.
Bro.
But like, okay, realistically a 2.75.
I don't care if
Your mic's cutting out. Technical difficulties. Try unplugging and plugging back in.
we'll edit this out. Hello?
Alright, you're good.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I say?
I don't remember. Something about Bailey.
Oh, yeah. If you're gonna keep on with the rivalry Bailey Alexa, fine. Get rid of Nikki Cross.
Oh yeah, I can't stand Nikki Cross.
Bro, you're right. Literally, when I watched the pay-per-view, Nikki Cross's accent got thicker.
Every single week it's getting worse. It's like they're trying to piss people off.
It just sounds so stupid and it gets thicker. I'm just like, what are you?
So yeah.
But
2.75 for me. It was better than I expected, but it still wasn't great. But yeah, I'll take it. The next match I'm actually excited about, like talking.
Dude, this match? Wow.
You weren't excited about this match too.
I hated it, but watching it,
the match was really good.
Great match.
So
it honestly made me love Braun Strowman all over again.
Yeah.
And at this point, Bobby Lashley is up there too. He's really good. The match was phenomenal.
They're like selling and just like everything was perfect this game.
It was just so good.
Match. So it was Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley in the last man standing match. So we start off, Braun, I think, attacks Lashley before the match even begins. Just throws him around the barricade, throws him around the ring. Does his like running, I don't know what do you call it? The shoulder tackle, I guess, or like the football tackle. Lashley just flies down. Braun goes for another one. Lashley counters with a nasty spear. Like this one hurt, and like especially I think because we knew that he probably ruptured his spleen after the Raw incident. Like it made me think like, damn, I think he's actually hurt.
Like that hurt.
So yeah, and then Braun, I think it was actually real because like I've never heard Braun scream before, and like I felt like this one was a genuine like pain scream.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then they end up going into the fans. A lot of fights back and forth. There's some chair shots. There's some like It's like mean blows to the back, some punches, some everything, and then they were going upstairs to the concession stand or like the merchandise stand, and then
Yeah.
Strowman hits the suplex onto Lashley into the merchandise. But that didn't hurt. When Lashley fell straight onto the concrete, like shoulder blades first,
You
that
could hear it.
yeah, that did not look good.
Straight pain.
That was bad. And then after that, they continue fighting. Lashley has this moment where he like goes to the fans just like waiting, and then he just like taunts them. He's like, it's really good heel work. Like, I'm really happy with how Lashley looked in this match.
Yeah.
So they continue fighting. They go downstairs, and then Lashley lifts up Braun Strowman and just drives him through the barricade. And it was like the edge of the barricade, so it was like in between the two, kind of. So it was nasty. Like the way it just broke.
Bro, I was watching it. Well, like we want to talk about raw power. Bobby Lashley, strongest.
Yeah.
That takes, especially after the match, after that bump that we were just talking about. Like, he had the strength to lift my Braun Strowman, who is like 7 foot tall, like 300 something pounds, and been able to hit him through the barricade.
He like ran.
And then when
with
they went
him
through
too.
the barricade, good distance. Then when they went through the barricade, I got scared. Cause did you see how close they were to the steps?
Yeah. They were also really
Braun
close to like this metal part that was sticking out of the barricade, which I think connects them. Like they could have just like ran in that and just like completely cut their leg open, but they avoided that too.
Like I would have. That could have been real bad, but it turned out really well.
So then we go to the saddest part of the match, in my eyes. It's when Braun throws Lashley into the commentators, the international ones. My poor Funaki, man. You can't do Funaki like that. Like,
oh, my guy got murdered.
Like his headset fell off, his chair flipped over. Like, you can't do my guy like that.
Funaki got fucked.
So then they continued fighting in the crowd. It was a lot of like crowd fighting. Like I was surprised because you don't usually see that much in any match.
Yeah. Then that part. Do you think that part was part of the match where Bobby Lashley got?
Oh,
this is like right before the final spot. Yeah. And he just threw the fan at Braun.
The fan looked so scared.
I was like, what? Is this real? Like, did he just really grab a fan and throw him at Braun?
I think the fan, when he got thrown to Braun and then Braun threw him backwards, he was like tripping on the stairs. I thought he was like falling down the stairs.
I felt so bad. Like, if that wasn't part of the match, I feel so bad for that fan.
Yeah, that was... So yeah, and then they continue fighting. So then we get to the final spot, which I thought they were jumping onto the concrete at first. I'm like, they're both done. Like they're never wrestling again. Thank God the board was there. So Strowman gets up, probably like 1 or 2 flights of stairs, probably 2. He grabs Lashley. I think it was 2 or 3. Yeah, it was pretty high up. He grabs Lashley for the power slam. The props to Braun, because like he's like holding his stomach and he's still able to hold Lashley. He's like 270. So it was really good. And then he does the power slam. Probably falls a good 5-10 feet on through like I don't even know what it is. I think it's just like a board. I don't know what kind of board it is. But
it's like I don't know what it is, but it's like the normal stuff that you see. Like if you ever seen,
it was like the Shane Miz at Mania.
Yeah, that
or not Mania.
Or when Shane. It wasn't Mania. Yeah, it was Mania.
Yeah.
It was Mania. It was also the Shane. If you remember the Shane versus what's his name? It was back in the day where he got hit with the kendo stick.
Yeah, and he fell like
he just straight fell
20 feet.
Yeah. I think it was
it was against Al Snow, I think, or someone like that.
Was it Al Snow?
I don't know, someone like that.
But yeah.
So yeah, and then obviously it's the last man standing match, so the referee's counting, And then Braun Strowman breaks out of the womb, just like muscles his way out, comes out a full-grown baby, and he wins the match. It was really good. Like,
It was great.
it was non-stop action the whole time.
I couldn't really find anything wrong with it, in my opinion.
So, in terms of last man standings, my favorites were going to be like Triple H, Randy Orton had a really good one back in like 09. John Cena, JBL, did they have one? I think they had one. And that was an I Quit match.
One of my favorites is
Which ones?
what's it? John Cena Orton.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
I
forget which.
It was like 2011 or something.
But that one was great.
John Cena and
honestly,
Batista. So like, there's been some really good ones with the duct tape.
It wasn't my great. Do you remember the John Cena Bray Wyatt one? It wasn't my favorite last man standing, but the spot with the steel steps.
Yeah.
And John Cena just chucked it at him like that was crazy.
So yeah, I mean, it would rank. It's not one of my favorites of all time. I think there's been better. I don't know about storytelling. I think they told the story really well here. So I mean, I'll give it
like I said, I mean,
3.75. Yeah. That's what I'll give it.
Yeah. Like I was like I was talking about in the big first podcast. I didn't think this match was gonna be good. I was tired of Braun. I was like, fuck off with Braun.
Yeah.
But after the match, I was surprised. It was a phenomenal match, and I'm honestly gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, I could see a 4. I could give it a 4 too. Yeah.
It was great. Like I said, I don't think it didn't stop. It was high pace, high, action. Why can't I give it a 5? It's again, it's two big guys,
Yeah, that's never really gonna get a 5. They're not the best in-ring wrestlers.
They're with other last man standings, we could see like dives outside of the ring, or if lighter guys can do bigger jumps. With this, it was like a classic big guy against big guy,
just
a
brawl.
fight. It was like
just
a fight, So it was good for what they had, so that's why I give it a 4.
Yeah. And then afterwards we had AJ Styles and the Club getting interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And AJ actually praises Ricochet. He says he's a star, he's going to do big things, but he says he's going to take his championship away today. Or yesterday, technically. And then I feel so bad for Charlie Caruso. They did the too sweet.
That was hilarious.
And they're like, come on, Charlie. And then she's like, oh, really? And then she goes up, and then they're like, nah, and just walk away. Like, that's not needed. No, actually, that is needed, because Charlie Caruso was the one that interviewed AJ, like, a month ago, when he came back from injury, and she's like, oh, so how'd your injury, recovery go? And AJ's like, yeah, it's been really busy, and she's like, yeah, we'll get back to that later. But about Ricochet, and he's like, okay. So that was good.
Yeah, I do feel Charlie's actually really good, dude.
Yeah.
She's up there with Renee. I think. Do you like Renee? I personally do.
She's growing on me in commentary.
Cause she had a great backstage role. She was a great host of the pre-show.
I'm just happy she didn't leave when Dean left.
I think so. I think she will eventually, though. If we're being honest.
I don't know. She has a once in a lifetime role as a commentator, so I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, her contract doesn't expire for a while, so
yeah,
we got time. But I don't think she'll ever quit, just because I don't know if she goes to AEW. I don't think they'll offer her the same position as WWE is.
Yeah, completely agree. All right, you want to move on to the next match?
Yeah, you go with this one.
Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery versus The New Day. Now, our predictions going into this. I said New Day. I believe you said Heavy Machinery.
I did, yeah.
Okay. So I wrote in my notes, at the start of the match, it was Daniel Bryan and Xavier Woods, and then they did like the leapfrog set, and then like some like reversals off like submissions. They're both
Yeah,
national treasures. Xavier Woods is so underrated. Like he could
100% agree.
easily be at least a mid-card champion. Like he's so charismatic, he's so much like improved in the ring. He's great. Daniel Bryan, I didn't like him as a face. Love him as a heel. I feel like he does so much better.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then I think the first tag was Tucker tagged Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan won the Heavy Machinery corner. Okay, Tucker is incredible. Like I never really paid attention to him because I think Otis is obviously the more likable of the two, I guess, because he just has so much personality. But Tucker, like that, like somersault roll or whatever he does, it's really good. And
He's
then he like throws his body around.
surprisingly athletic for a big guy, you know.
Yeah, I think
He's
they
kind
said
of
he's
like,
like 340, 350.
yeah, he's kind of like I think he could be like a new age Bam Bigelow, you know.
Yeah,
Big guy, but hella athletic,
I'm
you know.
sure he could do a moonsault if like he wanted to.
If he tried, yeah, I think he could.
So yeah, then this whole match, whenever Otis wasn't tagged in, he was still probably my favorite part about the match.
He was hilarious on the
I
inside.
remember it was like
Great.
Xavier and I think it might have been Rowan or someone. They were like wrestling in the ring, and you just see Otis in the background, just like air humping and just like throwing his arm up in the air. Like the whole
Yeah,
match, it was
that was
so
hilarious.
funny.
It was
So
such a good match.
Rowan comes in, he destroyed everybody. I think he threw Xavier out of the ring, like destroyed Big E. Or no, he attacked Big E first, and then he just destroyed everyone. Typical. Not again. Don't like Rowan, but whatever.
I mean, that part of Rowan we kind of understand. He's the beast who destroys
He's a
things.
big guy, yeah.
It's just the thing that he's in, the tag that he's in. It's like he doesn't work.
Yeah.
If it's a tag with, you know, Luke Harper and the Bludgeon Brothers, okay, it makes sense. But he's with Daniel Bryan, you know, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So then Big E tags in for the first time. Big E, I'm surprised he has not broken his neck yet. Like,
dude, that rope spear is
he's
insane.
gotta stop doing that. I swear he's gonna. It's just so bad. Like, it looks insane. Because it is insane. He does a spear through the middle rope. Bryan just crumbles onto the floor. Big E, I remember he tried in the Hell in a Cell match against the Usos, talking about that one again. And he, like,
Yeah.
almost went like, head first into the cage. Like, he's just gotta stop doing that one.
Like it's nasty. It obviously looks like it hurts the opponent,
Yeah.
but it looks like it hurts him more. You know, so it's like
Yeah, it was.
it's a cool spot. I mean, it's not like he does it every match, but
Yeah.
you know,
He does it
it's
a lot.
still it's like it's a lot more than it should be.
Yeah.
I feel like that could easily be like a finisher if we're being honest. Like that could
Yeah. Or like a signature
anything.
into the finisher.
Yeah, like that's if he were to like adopt the spear, it could be a murder. You know, but we'll see where he goes. I don't know how long he'll keep doing that because,
So
like
then-
you said, he's eventually gonna get injured.
It's scary that he keeps doing it because he's huge. And then came probably my favorite moment of the match. So Otis gets in the ring with everybody on the outside. He just like looks around, just like does a little like quick head turn, whatever he does. And he like runs to the rope, and I'm like, holy crap, he's gonna do like a dive through the middle rope. And he just stops at the rope, goes through the middle, and then jumps on.
That was amazing. I was dying. I was like, bro, Otis is life.
And then Tucker, the athletic one, actually does a dive from the top rope and just like jumps onto like the remaining three people.
It was great.
It was great. And then they go back in the ring. Rowan's on the top rope. Tucker and Otis. Oh wait, there was a moment in between that. I think it was Otis. And Tucker, yeah, when Otis got Big E up in the suplex, and he like holds them up there for like a long time. How I don't know how he's so strong.
No, but no, man.
I saw a video of him bench press like almost 600 pounds.
That's crazy.
Like he's
That is
insane.
crazy.
And then Tucker did like the cross body, so that was really good. And then we got to the point where Rowan was in the top corner or the top turnbuckle. I think it was the bottom right side of the ring. And then it was Otis and Tucker. They were trying to like lift him, and then Big E came under and then threw Otis and Tucker. That was it for them for the rest of the match. Kind of sad that they didn't really get involved again, but understandable.
Yeah.
And then Big E hits the top rope suplex on Rowan, and they both like bounce off the ring. Again, look nasty.
It always does.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan tagged in Rowan when he was on the top rope, so it was a blind tag, and then he got the submission, or the submissions, I should say. Props to Big E, because like he hooked the arm and he got the crossface. The crossface is bad because he's pushing on your nose, which like
You
triggers.
dislocate your nose.
Yeah, it just triggers like different pains. And then he switched to that arm bar where he like hooked it and just like pulled it all the way back, and then he hooked the leg with it too. Oh my god.
It was
It's so messed up.
like
And
Big E's flexible,
yeah.
but like, what the fuck?
I don't think he's ever flexed his arms like that. And then he got to the end of the ring. Bryan let go. And then Bryan went for a... What was it? It wasn't the diving headbutt. I think it was like... I forgot what the dive was. But he went for a top rope dive. And Big E actually caught him. And got him up. And then you could just see like Xavier Woods tag in. And Big E and Xavier just like so hyped. They're like... Just everything's going perfectly for them. They hit the midnight hour, and they are your 6-time tag team champions. And I actually got the prediction right.
You gotta do it right, bro. You gotta do it right.
The 6th time.
They're your 6-time WWE tag
you confused
team
me. You were behind
champions.
Champions.
Oh, it's so good. I forgot to say Smackdown, but it's fine.
And then we went backstage. Kofi celebrating with his New Day brethren, all with championships. It was a great sight. And then Paul Heyman walked right past Kofi, and I'm like, please no.
Yeah, I was scared.
So he brings up talk about cashing in again, and then he leaves. And then I'll let you talk about the next one because I know you were waiting for this match.
This match, I said it was going to be the match of the night. It honestly was. For me, it was.
Okay.
Because it had everything.
Oh wait,
it had everything that you
for the
expect.
SmackDown tag.
Okay, let's go back to that.
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. I felt like that was one of the best triple threat tag matches that I've seen.
It was really good. I loved all 3 tags. Well, I wouldn't mind whoever won. We don't like Rowan, but if they would have won, I wouldn't have been mad. So it wasn't a bad match. I don't think the outcome could have been bad at all. And then the stuff in the match was great.
True.
All right, now on to the next match. AJ Styles Ricochet for the United States Championship. Again, like I said, my match of the night. It had everything you kind of expected from this match, you know.
It was really good.
Did you expect that attack from Gallows Anderson at the beginning of the match?
I didn't expect it at the start, no.
If I was expecting an attack, I thought it was going to be backstage and before their match, but they did it right before the match started. So it was kind of surprising to me. It was like. It rarely happens where the attack is going to be right before, or like not right before the match, but like during, the people announcing.
Yeah,
was in there.
That was weird.
So it was pretty wild. This match started off slow. I won't lie. but it picked up quick. You know, you have on here the AJ Styles plays heel while hiding under the ropes. That kind of was slow for me. For me, I don't really like seeing AJ Styles. Like, if he's gonna be a heel, he's one of those heels where he's not scared of anything. He's just got a posse with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Um, Dude, Ricochet is insane. Like, the flips that he does to just into moves, it doesn't even hit anything. He just does it to go into moves because he is so athletic and he's just so
It
good.
looks so sick though.
Like, it's just great. Now, obviously, we knew Gallows and Anderson were probably going to get involved in this match.
Yeah.
Ricochet takes him out. This is the beginning of the match, but he takes him out, and you know, he comes right back. I think this is he hits them, comes right back into the ring, and then instantly hits the springboard right onto AJ, right? Which is great. Dude, this match had technical genius.
Yeah, it was really
AJ
good.
hitting moves that he's known for. Ricochet, that flip off of AJ. What the hell?
He keeps doing it, but it gets better every single time.
Like, AJ didn't move at all. Like, what is that Like, what is that strength? He didn't move. He was literally a brick wall.
Yeah.
Ricochet went, I'm gonna bounce off you. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, hello? That man is insane. The insecurity into the Pele kick, and then the brain buster into a brain buster. Like, the sequences, it was insane. Like I said, this is a technical masterpiece. It worked like we were talking about in the predictions. It worked so well.
Yeah, it was probably better than I would have expected, just because I thought it was gonna be more involvement from Gallows and Anderson, I guess.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
And even the commentary, even the commentary was like, you know, Gallows and Anderson haven't really gotten involved in the match. You know,
Yeah.
Did they get a little bit involved? Yeah, but for most of this match, not really. It was, and then Ricochet, beautiful, shooting star press.
Oh my god,
Like,
that was so nice.
It's clean, flush. It's like he can do this no problem every time.
Yeah.
It was a thing of beauty. And then this is where you kind of expected Gallows and Anderson get involved.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anderson gets in the ring as Ricochet's going for the 450 and distracts the ref. And then as the ref is distracted, again, it's one of those things where you can just turn around, but no. Gallows pushes Ricochet, causing him to stumble on the ropes, hanging off. And this is where Styles goes for the what would you call it? I kind of want to call it the Mega Styles Clash. I mean, I don't know, Styles Clash from the top rope, basically. And that looks like it hurts, real bad.
Because no matter how much you because for most moves you're supposed to tuck your chin in, but for that you're supposed to lift it up, because then you would land straight on your face. But no matter how high you get it, the bounce is still gonna have your face or your chin bounce off the mat.
I think you're gonna hit your face on the mat, no matter what. Is it gonna be as
you
hard
have,
as if you were to tuck your neck in?
I don't know.
I remember this scary moment. You remember back when James Ellsworth was a thing?
Oh yeah.
AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash on James Ellsworth
instead of out.
If AJ Styles didn't have the awareness to see that he tucked it in, that's the word I was looking for, he would have died.
Yeah, like AJ is probably the safest wrestler you could wrestle with. I don't remember when he's ever injured somebody, even though his moveset is brutal.
Yeah.
That knee where he has him in the attitude adjustment position, he flips him, and then their neck lands on his knee. That's nasty, but I don't see anyone ever getting injured by
It's one of
that.
those things where he takes safety as a number one priority. Shout out Crazy Russian Hacker. But he's just so good at knowing what moves can cause injury, and if they can cause serious injury, what steps can I take
Yeah,
to make
to make
sure
sure it
that
doesn't happen.
no one gets hurt, you
Yeah.
know? So, but it ends with a Styles Clash off of the middle rope. Hits it 1, 2, 3. For me, surprisingly, Ricochet loses his title.
Yeah, very
I thought
surprising.
I thought Ricochet was gonna retain it off of what I said was a roll up, but it was just straight up AJ beat him with the help of Gallows and Anderson.
It was
So,
fair
you
and
know, that
square
kind of
with
surprised me.
an assistant.
Yeah. But for me, I'm gonna give this. I almost want to give this a 4.7. I'm gonna give it a 4.7.
Dang, that's
It
really high.
was a technical genius. Like, nothing
Yeah.
for me was wrong with this match. You knew kind of what was gonna happen, but the stuff where Gallows and Anderson really didn't get involved until the end. So the technical
That's true.
marvel that those
Yeah,
two
we
are,
actually got to see what they could do together.
it was perfect. Their matches on Raw, great. This is another level. Like, and
Yeah.
I could I have done without Gallows and Anderson getting involved, and this could have just been a clean, AJ, Ricochet match. Yeah, but
The
you kind of
ending really
expect.
needed it. Like to get Ricochet in the position for that ending, it kind of needed the interference. So
Yeah,
it made sense to me.
but yeah, for me, 4.7. It was
I'm gonna
great.
give it a I'm gonna give it a 4.2
Mm.
because I personally still think Alistair was the match of the night, and I gave that a 4.25, so it wouldn't make sense for me to give this one higher. It was again very few flaws. Um, I would have liked it to be longer again. I think it was like 15 minutes. If it could have went like 25, I think I would have given it like
Dude,
a 4.5, 4.6,
this
like something like that again.
this would be a 5-star match. Picture it: Mania, Ricochet,
Iron Man
AJ
match.
Styles, Mania.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-30 minute match. It would be
Yeah.
match of the night
That
without a
would be a
doubt.
5 star. Yeah, 100%.
It would be a 5-star easy.
Yeah. All
But
right, can I talk about this next one cuz I'm actually excited about it.
go for it.
All right. So, it showed like the Batista 24/7, I think it is, or 365, whatever it is. And this was my pee break, so I didn't watch that. So I didn't know exactly what was happening. I came back
This is the Alexa
and it
Bliss
was
one, right?
showing the what?
It was the Alexa Bliss 365, I think. That's what it
Yeah, it was
was.
Batista. It
No,
premiered
that's the
afterwards.
24. The
Oh,
24 uh,
I don't know. I
7
didn't see
thing.
it. Again, I was peeing.
Whatever. Move on.
So yeah, and then when I came back, it was showing the Kevin Owens Dolph Ziggler parking lot segment. So I'm like, okay, they actually have a match. This, if we're being honest, this was match of the night. If like technical masterpiece, what can I say about
It
it?
was great.
It was okay.
It was
So
perfect.
in so we had Kevin Owens, right? One of the best promos, probably of the year. Dolph Ziggler, he is one of the best in-ring wrestlers for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he's kind of lost his momentum, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, you could.
So, yeah, so I took extensive notes on this match. So after the match began, I wrote stunner. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was over. Kevin Owens
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
And there's really no point in having this match on the card.
Dude, it killed Ziggler, man. We were literally talking about how Ziggler could be Intercontinental Champion again. Give him that. Nah. The match was like 6 seconds. What
At
the fuck?
least he got some punches in.
Like, what the fuck?
It was great. It
Man.
was great. And then Kevin Owens does the shoot. What do you call it? Shoot promo again on Shane McMahon. Again, really
Yeah.
good. And then I'm okay. From this, I'm assuming we're getting Shane Kevin at SummerSlam because Undertaker pinned Shane, and Kevin keeps calling him out. I'm assuming that's what we're getting, but I don't know. They might just
I
pull a
wouldn't be surprised if we
Roman
saw a tag team match
Shane.
again.
I don't think Drew and Shane are gonna be doing much together anymore.
Maybe Drew and Elias though.
Oh God, no,
I don't
no,
know.
I don't even want to think
Maybe
about
a
that.
tag in there somewhere. I don't know, but Shane, Kevin at Mania. I think that happened once already. No, or has that not
Shane.
been a thing
Oh
yet?
yeah, it was Sami Zayn and
And Kevin
Kevin
Owens versus Sting.
versus yeah, yeah,
It would just be role swap basically. Be
yeah, and
Shane the
then
heel
we
this time.
yeah, and then we got
I
the
think it'd be a
Samoa
good match.
Joe. Oh, continue. My bad. My bad.
No, that was it. I was just saying it'd be a
Oh
good match, but
yeah,
yeah.
and we got Samoa Joe right before his entrance played. Um, saying I honestly don't remember what he said. It like I was so far into the show at this point. Like it was just I can't. It was like a struggle to remember everything that happened.
Yeah.
I think he was just saying like, oh, he wanted to disrespect me. I'm gonna show him like what really happens when you get on my bad side or something like that. I don't know exactly.
Some heel promo.
Yeah, and then he made his way out to the ring. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about this match. This is the one I said it was gonna be the dark horse. This is gonna be the match where it was gonna be a match that would surprise you, and in all honesty, not really.
Yeah, no. I don't. There's something about Samoa Joe now. I don't know. I just don't
It's
have
again, it
that
was
much
just,
faith in him having great matches.
it was
It
it
was
was
okay.
exactly what you were talking about.
It was
You
okay.
know, it was a lot of technical wrestling, but this was the submissional, a lot of submissions,
Yeah.
and a lot of technical stuff that we don't really need to see. I
It
want
was
to
good
see
heel
Joe in
work
a
from Joe.
match.
I think they did good job with his heel work.
Yeah, I think the last time I think Joe had a really good match, like on a pay-per-view.
I think it was against Brock.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the last time. And that one was like, while it had a lot of submissions, it was a lot more hard hitting. He's a lethal striker as well, you know.
Yeah.
But WWE don't want you to know that, and they want you to call him the Samoan submission machine. And it's just like, you know, submissions aren't as fun as they used to be, you know.
Yeah. True.
So it was kind of the same old, you know. It was nice spots. Um, that leg sweep that you have in your
Oh
notes,
my
that was
god, his
nasty.
knee
I
like
agree with
bent
you there.
in. Oh my god. Just thinking about it.
The uh, the break the middle finger, it was so stupid. The dude, Kofi Kofi deserves a lot more credit for being able to hit an SOS. That is
Yeah,
hard.
that's a sick move. Like that should be a finisher.
It
Like
used
his
to be one
Trouble
of
in
his
Paradise
finishers.
is great, but like the
The
SOS, there's just
SOS.
something about it when he like flips in, like hooks the legs with it. I don't know. There's just something
It just
that's really cool.
especially this shows you he did it with Joe. Joe's not a light person, you know.
Yeah,
And he just flipped him and got him into a cover. It's like that he deserves a lot more credit than what he gets for doing the SOS. But at this point, it usually just happens. Someone gets hit with the SOS, Joe kicks out. It was instant. Was it an instant trouble in paradise, or was it something in between that? I forget.
I don't know. I was kind of zoning out during this match. I think it was there was like 1 or 2 more minutes before it.
But yeah, whatever. We get to the final part of the match. I don't remember what happens. Again, this match
Yeah,
wasn't that fun. Wasn't great. It wasn't fun to watch. But Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise, pins Joe. Surprisingly, I think it was off of one Trouble in Paradise, and he pins Joe.
that's usually how it
But
is for Samoa Joe matches now. It's just one finisher and it's over.
yeah, but Kofi
Sad.
wins. At this point, this is a really bad match. I don't know where Kofi's going now into SummerSlam. I hope he retains at SummerSlam, but I wouldn't be surprised if he loses it.
Yeah, I can't see
But
him
we'll see.
holding it. We'll see who he's facing. I think that's important.
It kind of
At least
depends.
we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about You know who?
Brock.
Yeah.
Big boy. The boombox, you know?
Alright, so then
Alright, well,
I would say moving on to the last match, but that's not the case. So it's
did we rate the match?
technically the main event,
Did
but it's not.
we rate Kofi?
Oh, no, we didn't. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah.
It wasn't the worst match, but it wasn't. It's
It was
what we
one of
thought.
the weaker matches.
Yeah. Alright, moving on.
So, to the supposed main event, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans. So, I have here at the start of the match, Becky went crazy with the kendo stick on Lacey. It was like, I don't know, it was probably like 9 to 12 hits.
Yeah.
Like, that'll hurt anybody.
Candlesticks are, they're bamboo. I believe.
That, and you could
And
like
they
see
are-
the marks on the back. It's like
They
bright red.
Like, it's like, kind of, I don't know if it's the same, but it's kind of like if you ever been hit with a belt, the leather part of a belt, like, that's what it feels like. It's
Yeah.
just straight stinging pain over and over and over again.
So yeah, and I always like. I think kendo sticks are probably my favorite weapon in these type of matches. Just because
Yeah,
they
they're
look
definitely fun.
so painful. Like it looks like it would actually hurt like crazy.
Yeah.
And then Seth goes into the ring. He goes for like the middle rope dive onto Corbin. And Corbin like holds up a chair, and then Seth kind of just like flies into it. And then they go into the ring. Baron hits the DDT on Seth onto the chair. In my opinion, Seth Rollins is the best DDT seller I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone so consistently like flip their body and like stay in such a like a stable position when he flips.
I think he and Ziggler can probably sell the DDT the best.
Yeah, Ziggler can sell.
Ziggler
everything.
can sell everything, really.
Yeah.
But Seth can really do the DDT.
Yeah, and then they continue battling it out. Baron Corbin sets up a chair in between the top and middle rope in the corner. And then Seth actually throws Baron through that like a minute afterwards. And then Becky Lynch, I think, grabs a chair and just starts whacking Lacey again. Like she just destroyed Lacey. And then she did the Bexploder. Is that what it's called? Bexploder? Onto... how many? I think it was like 3 or 4 chairs. That looked pretty nasty. And then, so it was Corbin was laying down with like a chair. I forgot how he got in the position. And then I think Becky Lynch dropped the leg drop. Or like, she drop kicked. No, it was, Corbin was standing with the chair. Seth threw the chair to Corbin and he like looked confused. And then Becky hit the drop kick from the middle rope onto Baron. Okay. And then some more time went by. There was the moonsault, the like body rotation jump moonsault that Lacey does. It's actually a really sick move.
Corkscrew?
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah. So that's a really cool move. She did that. Seth Rollins starts getting beaten up by both of them. I think Lacey has a kendo. Corbin has the chair, or maybe vice versa, I'm not sure. And then they set up tables. Or no, there was a double choke slam, which, in my opinion, looked very stupid. The Corbin to Seth one looked good, but Lacey, she just did not look comfortable doing the choke slam. So, I mean, it's whatever. It was, I guess, a cool spot, but just not perfectly executed.
Yeah.
And so they were fighting on the outside. They did the double suplex onto the stage, which looked like it hurt everybody. And
that's hurt. That's real steel.
Yeah.
Just your back just right on it.
Yeah. And then they had the 2 tables they set up earlier in the match. And so Lacey was on the first one near the turnbuckle. Corbin was on the second one, pretty far away. I think he was like basically on the stage. And then Becky from the middle turnbuckle hit a leg drop through Lacey, and Rollins just like flies through the air. He was standing on top of the ring post, like the thick ring post, and then he did the frog splash. It looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Both really painful. And then Rollins throws Corbin back into the ring. He like sets up for the curb stomp, and then I think Corbin like flicks Rollins up, gets him in the power bomb, hits the deep six, and then Becky breaks up the pin.
Yeah.
And then some more time went by. I think Corbin was just like pissed off. This moment was insane, because I would not have seen this happening in like ever. And then Corbin hits the end of days on Becky Lynch, and like, oh my god, it was such a perfect end of days too.
Yeah, it was really clean.
Like, it was insane. And then he looked at Seth, and then he called him the piece of shit. And then Rollins just I like Rollins here because you could tell. I think he was actually pissed, but he also played pissed really well. So it was like the perfect amount of pissed. And then he grabs the kendo stick. He actually breaks the kendo. Like, the kendo stick's just like everywhere. Like, it's just facing everywhere.
Breaks into pieces.
Yeah, and then hits him with the chair, like, I don't even know, like 5 times. And then 3 curb stomps. And that is it. Seth Rollins wins. Becky Lynch wins. They both keep their championships. Until...
Oh, great.
You want to go with it?
Oh, man. Dude, I don't know why you hated this, man. Every week, what are you talking about? Brock's been at every Raw telling he was going to cash in soon.
Yeah, he's great.
We should have expected it. Like, what do you want? But in reality, let's be honest, I'm mad.
I'm actually okay with it.
Okay. At this point, I'm not.
Because the show was good, it didn't affect me.
It's one of those things where, am I as mad as I would have been if he would have done it? What was the original plan? At Super Showdown?
Yeah.
Would I have been as mad as then? No, but I think at this point in time, now that we see, me and you both agreed, Stomping Ground was great, Extreme Rules even better. Imagine what they can do with SummerSlam, So I think at this point in time, I'm not as mad about it. Am I still a little annoyed? Yeah, because it's Brock. But I think now, like we said, the new creative process. I think it could be good. I think it could get real good at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So.
So every time Brock's won his matches in the past, I was usually disappointed with the show overall. So that just like put the cream on the crop, whatever the saying is. I don't know. So it would piss me off more if I wasn't so entertained by the show overall, because I was kind of in a good mood. I'm like, okay, I don't really have any problems with the show. The show's been good. It's had some great matches, but I mean, it's sad because I feel like we're gonna go back to how it was with the title not being on the show. So,
yeah. I think at this point, like we were talking about, we have the new creative producers, the executive producers, and Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff. Paul Heyman runs Raw right now.
Yeah.
So I think, in my honest opinion, I honestly think it may be bad. We may be thinking it's bad because we know what the turn around comes with Brock. He's never around. He'll probably not be around. Let's be honest here. But if they can really build it, if he comes around twice in the next couple weeks leading up to SummerSlam, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that would be great.
You
I
know,
just want to see him a few times.
I just need
That's
him
all I.
a
That's
couple
all I need.
times.
Yeah.
If he's not here the whole time, then it's just like there's no build up. It's just a match. If he's here at least twice in the next couple of weeks leading to SummerSlam, there could actually be some build up to the main event. You know,
Yeah, it's true.
so we'll see where it goes from here. Hopefully,
So
Paul Heyman figures it out though.
yeah, first of all, what would you rate the mixed tag Extreme Rules match?
I give it a 3.5.
I'll give it a 3.75. I thought it was a lot better than it was going to be.
Yeah, I think again, like we talked about, if they wouldn't have made it such obvious that they were a couple, and they
Yeah.
would have just like kept that in the background. We know that they're a couple, but keep it in the background. That could have
Yeah,
helped it
no
out
need
because
to
it's
remind
not
it so
like.
many times.
But you know, it was good enough. It's definitely better than what we thought.
Yeah, and then I at the bottom of my notes I made like some categories. So I think the positives heavily outweigh the negatives. Like I don't really think there was any negatives. I wrote Bailey, Alexa, Nikki. The match was okay, but just the
It wasn't a
rivalry.
terrible negative. I think a positive is if they end the rivalry there. That's a positive.
That would
You know
be
what
a
I mean?
positive. Yeah, I kept in the negative just because like I'm tired of seeing it. Like I just don't want to see it
Yeah.
anymore. And then the neutral, I put AJ Ricochet. It was one of the best matches, but I, the fact that Ricochet technically got pinned, like
Yeah.
clean, I guess, with not really clean, but clean, that kind of that hurts me. But it was a great match.
Yeah.
Um, Kofi Samoa Joe is kind of eh. Revival is kind of eh. Kevin Dolph, I like what they did, but kind of really buried Dolph there.
Yeah.
Lesnar cashing in again didn't really affect me too much. The positives for me, I wrote the SmackDown tag titles, fantastic triple threat match.
Yeah. It was a great match. It was a
The
lot
main
better.
event,
It was really
the
good.
mixed tag Extreme Rules match, I put that as a positive just because it was a lot better than I expected. I think a lot more people enjoyed it than they thought they would.
Yeah. I think at
The
this point though, let's kind of start pushing Seth Rollins and Becky apart here. I
yeah,
think this was
yeah,
perfect.
I agree.
Now just move on from it.
Yeah, and then the opening match I put as a positive because it was again a
It's
lot better than I thought it was going to be, and it set up the show nicely. It was like a good
it
start.
got the if the pre-show didn't get them going, that match definitely did.
Yeah. Alistair Cesaro, again, fantastic match, just heavy hitting. I put Street Profits even though they were there for like a minute. It
5 minutes,
it was
give
so
or
good.
take.
And then Strowman Lashley, that such a good match.
Yeah.
So overall,
I
out of
am.
10, I would give it an 8.5. I thought it was I would say it was the best pay-per-view of the year. I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each pay-per-view is getting
Um.
better.
100%. For me, with your positive and negatives, I agree. Again, for me, I think the AJ Styles Ricochet match was more of a positive for me,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because this is gonna lead into, imagine what they can do at SummerSlam if they keep going.
that's true.
That match at SummerSlam could be insane, but I'm excited. Like 8.5 for me, perfect rating, because I'm excited. This is the most excited I've been for WWE in a while
It's probably been like
because
a year and a half since I've been like this looking forward to shows.
yeah, like SummerSlam, I think it's gonna be like a 9.2 around there. Like with
If they,
everything that we've seen,
yeah,
it's gonna be great.
if they
So
build
I'm
up the
excited.
rivalries and then actually give people time to like perform, I think it'll be great.
It's gonna be great. You know, it's I'm excited. I really am to see where we're gonna go, where WWE's gonna go with this. You know, and dude, every time I watch this, every time I saw a new match pop up on Extreme Rules, every time I was thinking in my head, AEW could eventually beat this, but then the match was amazing, and I'm just thinking these
See,
superstars in their head are like, hell nah, like we're gonna bring it
yeah,
all, everything, every time, killing it. Were all the matches great? Like I said, like we both said, no, but I feel as though when it was a great match, it like they brought it. You know,
Yeah.
it was never a You know, they kind of brought it. It was a either they did or they didn't. You know.
Yeah. Here's the thing about AEW. They have like superstars like Dean Ambrose, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes. Like they're superstars.
The Young Bucks.
Yeah, but they don't. They can't pass WWE. Not in the next 5 to 10 years at least. Like WWE on their weak points are getting like 2.5 million viewers on Raw and SmackDown. Like that's crazy still.
Yeah.
Like some NBC
Especially
shows get like 800,000, a million, and like they're
yeah.
destroying.
Like
So
I
I don't know.
think it's gonna be good. I'm happy seeing. We're currently recording this during Raw. We both recorded. We're gonna watch it
Yeah,
later.
we were busy.
Expect a review tomorrow. Um, but
It's interesting to
when I
see
see
them.
Raw tonight, see SmackDown, like we both know SmackDown's moving to Fox soon. Like that could
Yeah,
mean big things, you
I'm
know.
hoping for a
So
stage change. That's all I want. That's all I want from them.
yeah.
Just make it
So
feel
I'm excited
different.
in the direction. I'm excited for the direction WWE's taking. Like it started off pretty shit this year,
Yeah,
but Stomping Ground was surprisingly great, and Extreme Rules was even better. So who knows? For the rest of the year, we still got what SummerSlam, we got Survivor Series still to go.
yeah,
Like it's gonna be a fun rest of the year, I think.
I completely agree. All right, I think that is it for us. Let us know in the comments if you guys watched this far, what you guys thought of the show. If you guys enjoyed it, if you're hyped for SummerSlam. So yeah, just let us know, and we shall see you for the Raw review tomorrow.
And
Peace
always
out.
remember, tight.
All right, peace out, YouTube.